Have you ever felt like your entire world was falling apart and God was nowhere to be found? Like every prayer was just bouncing off the ceiling? You're not alone. There's a story in the Bible that speaks directly to that pain, that darkness. It's the story of Joseph. And in one verse, we find not only the climax of his suffering, but the clarity of God's purpose. Genesis 50:20 says, "But as for you, you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good, in order to bring it about as it is this day, to save many people alive." Let that sink in for a moment. You meant evil against me, but God meant it for good. Joseph had been betrayed by his own brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused of a crime he didn't commit, and left to rot in prison. For 13 long years, it looked like God had forgotten him. But behind every betrayal, every false accusation, every painful silence, God was writing a deeper story, a redemptive story. This verse doesn't deny evil. It names it plainly. You meant evil. God isn't brushing over the betrayal. He doesn't pretend it didn't hurt. And neither should we. Faith isn't denial, it's defiance. It's staring down the very worst that life throws at us and declaring, "You don't get the final word, God does." When Joseph spoke these words, he wasn't just forgiving his brothers. He was revealing the very heart of God. What Satan aims to use for destruction, God transforms for his glory. And here's the breathtaking truth. Joseph's suffering didn't just lead to his promotion. It led to the preservation of an entire nation during famine. Some of you are in your own pit right now. You're wondering how anything good can come from this. Listen, if God can use betrayal, slavery, and prison to position Joseph for his purpose, he can use your pain too. This isn't just Joseph's story, it's our story. Because in Christ, God takes what the enemy means for evil and uses it to deliver many. But don't miss this. The good that God brings isn't always comfort, it's salvation. It's the saving of lives. That's the deeper story. God's goal is not just to get us out of the fire, but to bring others into His grace through the fire we walk through. So what do you do in the waiting? You trust the author of your story. You keep walking, keep praying, keep believing. The pain you feel today may just be the soil in which God is planting a harvest that will feed thousands. Don't give up in the pit. Don't stop in the prison. You were never abandoned. You were being positioned. But as for you, you meant evil against me. But God meant it for good, in order to bring it about as it is this day, to save many people alive. That's not just a verse. That's victory. That's purpose. That's the power of deep Bible stories.